And here we are, we're live. And Crystal's here. Hi, Crystal and Barbara. So the door is open. Kristen has come through the door. Diane, Greg, I'll just say a quick hello while I can catch your names zipping by, because they do zip by very quickly. Yes, hello, cousin Crystal. Yes, so hello everyone and welcome. It's so great to see you all coming along to hear us have a little bit more fun cousin chat today. So I'm Jennifer Jones from Tracking Down the Family, and I'm here with you for more RootsTech family fun. And it's now only 2 days until RootsTech begins. So I'm really not sure about all of you out there, but I'm excited and I can't wait. So I did a short live with Carla Byang yesterday, just after she landed at Salt Lake City Airport, and that was fun. But I did turn quite green with envy that she was there on the ground at Salt Lake City and about to race off to RootsTech for all that fun. So I was there in 2016 and absolutely loved it. And every year I say I'm going back next year, but it just never ever works out that way. So hope it's on the list for next year. So hopefully 2017 will be the year. One of the joys about RootsTech is whether you're on site or virtual, because doing RootsTech virtually is such fun also. But it's catching up with cousins. And that's what we're going to do here today. So I have 2 more cousins to introduce you to, and we're going to have a little chat about our connection. So with me today are Erin Hoover from Stories in the Records and Susanna Minton Graham from Family Echoes. Thank you for joining me today, coming along and chatting about our connection, which was really quite surprising. I hadn't come across your Substack at the time, Susanna, but I had been reading Erin's for a little while, and it was just such a surprise that we were cousins. So I couldn't resist getting in contact. So last week I introduced everyone to my other cousin, or our other cousin, Crystal Lorimer from the Crichton Cabin. And same thing, we had just found out that we were cousins and that all 4 of us were connected on that same line. We have different first common ancestors, but we all go through that line. In actual fact, there are 5 of us, as Substacker Shauna K. Hunt is also cousin to us on this line. And we are all, the 4 of us are all 13th cousins twice removed, but Shauna back a couple more generations if we want to go back that far in our research. So I know I hadn't gone back that far. So we actually found our connection a few weeks ago before Relatives at RootsTech opened up. Barbara had started a Project Kin team on relativefinder.org, and that was where we found our connection. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's a private group of Project Kin members. You just log in, go to the group and search for Project Kin and see who you're related to amongst the Project Kin members. I've heard some are related to many, and I'm very happy to be related to the 5 I'm related to. So yes, we might hear from Erin. So Erin, when I messaged you that your comment was that you hadn't researched back this far to 13th cousin, twice removed. I have an idea, actually 5 or 6 generations is usually enough for me to spend research time on. So what did you think when you checked it out and saw how far back you went? And
Well, I was a little skeptical, actually. I mean, because it's a more or less a publicly sourced tree, so it's hard to know how reliable that information is. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm curious to kind of try to follow it back and see if I can validate any of the
yeah,
record.
yeah. So am I. And I'm same as you. I'm happy to. It's usually the first generations. Quite often you'll find sources, not always, but you'll quite often find sources, and that's fine. But once you get back 7, 6, 7, 8 generations, there's not usually any sources there for you to actually know. So how had you researched that line at all?
I Let me see. So, I don't. I mean, some of my line there I have. Now I'm
Yeah.
trying to find a common ancestor. Um,
I noticed you've got photos on, I think, your great and your great greats. So
yes.
maybe.
Let's see. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have researched back about 5, or yeah, probably.
Oh, right.
But
Oh, well done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's not a complete surprise to you. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, no, this family is. I haven't gotten back far enough to know to have researched it firsthand, but I do know that they were Quakers. Um, I believe mostly in Pennsylvania.
yes,
Uh,
right.
but that's pretty much all I know beyond the generations that I've researched directly.
Yeah. So, as far back as you've gone, it's Pennsylvania, is it?
I believe so. I think I just got into Pennsylvania. Um, yeah, one is from Virginia. So, but I know they spent a lot of time in Iowa, couple generations in Iowa before they moved
Yeah,
west to
yeah,
Washington.
yeah. So they started out in Scotland, and you've got a few lords there. I've had a little bit of a look back at the 12th, 13th, 14th generations. You've got a few lords there and a couple of castles.
I do see that now. That's
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always English, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that was Scotland. The sort of Fife area, I think. Yeah, yeah. So our common ancestor was Lord John Bethune, uh, and he was the fifth, I think, fifth Lord of Belfer.
okay.
So, yeah, I had never had a lord in my family before, or a titled person of any kind at all.
Not that I know
Yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Susanna,
Mhm.
um, had you researched this one at all?
I am trying to pull it up. I apologize. Is there a
No,
way
it's fine.
to search, on
It's
here
just, uh,
on the cousins?
have you got a family search tree? The
Yeah.
tree on family search.
Yep.
So if you just went to, or if the easiest way probably is to go to relativefinder.org, and the tree will come up very quickly there.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll come back. I'll just have a little chat to Erin.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry about that.
no, it's fine. And if you can't get it up, it doesn't matter. We can chat without it. So Erin, I noticed one of your ancestors went to Holland before landing in America. Yeah, yep,
Hmm,
back, a fair way back. Yeah, um, just made me think. I think that was about 1600s, actually, from memory. It was before. Yeah. Oh, it just made me think. We think our ancestors didn't travel. Um, I think it's quite amazing to think they went to Holland and left Scotland, went to Holland, and then came over to America. Yeah,
hmm.
yeah, yeah. Um,
I another line that actually came from France uh, in the 1560s, I think.
oh,
Um,
right, right.
they called it the Dutch New York area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's quite amazing. Um, don't stress about it, Susanna. We can chat with that. Oh,
I
yeah.
I'm just finding you. I found that, Erin is my 8th cousin.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
we're a little bit
you're
closer.
closer. Yeah.
Let's see. And that is through my father's line, um, we've got it back as far as the 1700s there on
Right.
the Yerkes line. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Yerkes telescope, um,
Right.
but that's a family, there was a cousin that was an astronomer, and there's a
Oh,
very famous
okay.
telescope in Wisconsin that's named after them.
Oh, right.
And then beyond them, beyond 1758, I haven't tracked that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
goes, let's see, we have a common ancestor that was a Dungan,
Yeah.
Erin and I.
Yeah.
But
So Crystal has just put in the comments that she's related to you, Susanna, through maternal and paternal lines.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
interesting.
found that my I I looked today and I have 36,000 cousins on.
Oh, have you?
Yesterday it just exploded. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
10,000 overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 29,000 of them are my mom because she was the Puritan,
Yeah.
so lots of records
Yeah.
with family. And then, but 19,000 were from my dad. So there must be an overlap on a lot of.
Yes. Yes,
So,
that's right. And there often is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's a lot of cousins to catch up with there, Susanna.
yeah. And I had a first cousin pop up who I don't know.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
So,
You
I
have
mean,
to make contact.
that branch of the family, long story,
Yeah.
my dad's much older half sister's line,
Oh,
but
okay.
and when I'm told I have like DNA gold because we have very stretched generations. So my grandparents were born starting in the 1860s.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Oh, you have to make make contact there.
What's that?
You have to make contact with that first cousin.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been in contact with a couple people in that line, just not
Yeah.
this. I don't know about this one, so it's kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, it's very cool, isn't it? Erin, have you checked your relatives at RootsTech or?
I was just looking at it, and I'm currently at 23,200.
Oh, well, you two won't want to know me.
So
I had one on the first day, and it took me a week to get 5.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been sitting under 100 ever since. And now over the last, I went up to 200. I was very excited when I hit 200. And like you said, Susanna, the other night, it exploded. Like for me, exploding was 100. So it went up to 300. So I've got 370 now. But yeah, so I think it's more skewed towards American because, until like last year, I think I had never found an American cousin on relatives at RootsTech. I only ever had 15 or so, 20 if I was lucky over the last few years. So this year that sort of exploded. There's probably different people, coming along and putting their trees up and yeah. So to find that I've got all these, American relatives to research is so exciting because I've always wanted to have family in America because I don't know how to do American research.
Oh,
I've never done it. And so now I've got my relatives I can go off and find out what to do first and, research those lines. So, yeah. And it's exciting that we're connected to Crystal's Crichton cabin. Crystal, if you're still there, is Susanna also connected to the cabin? I just can't remember. And I think you are, aren't you, Erin?
yes,
Your family had land at the cabin, yeah, or near in the area of the cabin. I found that quite exciting because I've been reading Crystal's, posts for it. Yes, she thinks so. You should go and read Crystal's post. I'll put a link in it, Susanna, and she has a map there with where the families were.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I just got Crystal, I think, in the last week or so. So
yeah, right. Yeah. So have a look because I found it amazing to find. I've always seen that cabin there on the map, and to find that my family are just over here, and they weren't too far away at all. And Barbara Project King, she's on there too, and I know we're related, but we all know we're related to Barbara. But Barbara and I definitely know we're related, but we're not finding any evidence to tell us so yet, but all our connections cross over, and we're both on land around the area of the cabin. So, yes.
And that
Yeah.
were they Quakers? And
Crystal might just drop that in the notes. I think they were.
okay, yeah, because my
Yeah.
dad's line with which I'm connected to you all is
Yeah.
they came through Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
And
right.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then Ohio,
Yeah.
and definitely were somewhat Quakers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I also have my Irish line is what connects me to you, Jennifer,
Yeah.
my O'Neill line. So that's kind of interesting because I haven't found many connections through my Irish line, which is
Yeah.
very minuscule.
And I didn't know that line at all. That was that name
Uh-huh.
is really a surprise to me. So, and that was the first O'Neill was about 1600, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. So, and all the names that come from that name going down, they're names that I'm sort of not at all familiar with. So, it's going to be really interesting after RootsTech to check all this up. And yeah. Because
Yeah.
I said in the live last week, this broke down a brick wall for me that I've had for 40 years. Because, our line is my 2 times grandmother is as far back, this is for both of us, as far back as I've gone on that line, because she came to Australia from Scotland in early years of Australia. She came in the 1820s as a young woman, and she never wrote on anything where she came from in Scotland. So we knew by a passenger list that she came from Scotland, and that's all she ever wrote, Scotland. So she had a common name, Young, so we couldn't go and just search the census for Young in Scotland.
Right.
So I've never known where in Scotland she came from. So as soon as I saw this came up, immediately I've got Glasgow. She was from Glasgow, so I can now got something to work on. So I was very excited to break that brick wall down because I never, ever, ever thought I would. Yeah. Yep.
I hope that happens for me. I have a Scottish brick wall, and
Yeah.
I cannot find where they came over. I can't find. It just stops with a death date.
Oh.
And it's my namesake. It's the person I'm named after.
Oh, and so you have to know that, don't you?
No, yeah.
What part of Scotland?
I don't know. I just know I
right.
have her grave in Ohio.
Yeah.
And she died on Valentine's Day. Probably wasn't Valentine's Day then, 1829 in Middletown, Ohio. And I have reference to her being born in New Jersey, but she and her husband had the most common names. It's my name, Susanna Lee, and Alexander Campbell. And
right.
there are so
You're not
many.
going to research that in Scotland, Campbell.
No.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So I just claim the whole Campbell clan, and
Yeah. Fair enough.
right
Well,
now,
you just never know. So I've been sitting on this brick wall for 40 years.
right?
You don't know who might just pop up, that just smashes it down. So yeah. I missed that comment from Barbara. She said I think her Quaker relatives, Barbara, came through. Did you say Carolina? Does that sound right? Maybe she might. Does that make sense? Does it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I read Barbara's story about the Quakers coming from Nantucket, and I also have Nantucket roots.
Right.
And some of them went to the Carolinas, and some of them left directly through, came over to the Midwest directly.
Yeah. So, Erin, whereabouts, other than Ohio, is Ohio the main settlement for your family, or?
It was Iowa. West. It was Cedar County, West Branch. They actually started the first telephone company there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So my actually had the first phone when they moved to Washington. They started another phone company, and she had that phone that they had installed in Eniat, Washington,
Oh,
on
wow.
her in her house.
Oh, wow. How amazing is that? Crystal is saying, yes, many Quakers came to Ohio from North Carolina. And Barbara, yes, they were. Yes, Barbara's Coffin family. That's
Yeah, my husband's a coffin. So
right.
I think my husband is related to everybody who started Nantucket because
Yeah, right.
they all intermarried.
I don't think my family did anything particularly amazing. They were, they had amazing lives, and it was probably the women that were more amazing than anyone in my family because the farmers, the men mostly in my family were farmers, labourers, hard workers, and women were mostly staying at home with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 kids. So,
That's the amazing part.
it is. It's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Barbara's saying, yes, New Garden friends to Ohio. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, so it was really incredible to catch up with you both when I came across, this connection, and I went back and had a look at your Substacks. And so, Erin, you've been on Substack for a little while. How's it going?
Pretty well.
Did you have a blog beforehand or something, or did you just?
No, genealogy. I've had blogs for other things before, but when my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, or less than 2 years ago now, but it kind of made me, start thinking about all the things I should have asked her. I should have talked to her about.
Exactly.
And so,
Yeah.
I got kind of jumped back in and really wanted a place to share my stories and and wanted to write about my ancestors and be able to share them.
Yeah. And it's just such a great community, isn't it? It really is. The genealogy community. And how about you, Susanna? You're a bit newer, aren't you, to Substack?
Yeah, I just started committing myself to posting regularly in November. I've kind of been toying with writing in general, with the focus being my family. I just happen to be the recipient of 200 years worth of stuff from my family home in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Like the last man standing. My parents when I was in college, and my sister passed away a few years ago, and her son is not interested in the things that we had there, and so they all came to me. But the main part of it is a project that my sister and I have been working on. We have 2,000 letters that were sent to and from our family house in this small tiny town in the Berkshires, and they document. My grandmother and her brothers traveled all over the country and to Europe several times in the late 1800s and very early 1900s. And the letters coming back home detail all of their travels and their travails and um, uh, really some quite extraordinary stories, including the Great Chicago Fire because my great grandmother was tired, and so they left early and were going to come back on the weekend. But they just happened to be sitting in the hotel, the Palmer House Hotel that burned 2 hours later.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So stories like that and just some connections I've been making have been really cool. I found that there was I always knew there was a strong music gene in my family. My son's a musician, a budding professional musician, and there's kind of a few other indications. But through family search, I connected with 2 third cousins who were very close to their great-grandfather was very close to my grandmother, and, one of them has a brother who's also a professional musician.
Oh, gosh.
And just happens to live 10 houses away from my mother-in-law in Illinois when our family's from Massachusetts, so.
Oh, wow. So there definitely is a musical connection.
Yeah, and I've been told a few other, instances, so,
Yeah,
it's going through these letters, it's just kind of, I don't have any family left on that line, and so finding these third cousins is enormous because I have letters from their great-grandfather,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and just immersing myself in the stories gives me family.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? I've
Mhm.
got letters from my 2 times great-grandfather, but I haven't got 2,000 of them.
It's
There's about a dozen of them, but yeah, it's just incredible to read about their lives back then, isn't it, And to
Mhm.
think they had such interesting lives too with their travel and, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so I read your story last night about your Civil War ancestor.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah, yeah,
I just sent off for some military records, to see if the National Archives has anything,
yeah.
more on him, but he was actually, I am distantly related to him by blood, but he was my great-grandmother's step-cousin, and he
Right.
and he wrote to her. I think they were the same age, and they were like best friends,
Yeah, yeah,
and, when I found these letters, I was just taken aback by how open he was, but how really sad and ordinary, his experience was in the Civil War.
yeah, yeah.
Just
No,
left with a cold, and he came back, and he had consumption and died.
yeah, I know. It's awful.
Yeah.
Some of those stories, I don't know whether you've seen Barbara's got a Stories 250 series going, and they're plotted on a timeline. So if you were to contact Barbara, I'm sure she'd love to include that because it's exactly, yeah, yeah. And reading these stories is, just quite amazing. And I found on our line too that there was someone who fought in the Revolutionary War, I think, because I haven't been able to contribute to this Stories 250 because I hadn't really had anyone, and I thought, oh, I might have a little look into him. There was a story, yeah. And before we go, I will say, and I'll put the link down for you both. I came across a book that a man had written in the 1700s, and he was the 2 times great-grandmother of mine, her I think, great-grandfather, about the whole line going right back. Yeah. It's very detailed and, yeah, I haven't I only found it yesterday and it's had a flip through it, but it looks really detailed and, you might like to have a flip through it to see who else you can find there to add to your tree.
Right.
So, yeah, I'll put a link there. So, yeah, so that's probably a good spot to wrap up. But I want to say a special thank you to you, Erin, for coming along and making the time again after we had our technical glitch last week that none of us knew what happened or why, or it was just one of those things. So I was so disappointed that I couldn't have you there with Crystal to chat to. And then when you said that you're happy to give your time up again, I thought, oh, wow, that's fabulous. So, yeah, thank you to both of you. I really do appreciate it. And I'll look forward to reading your Substacks often, as you're now my cousins and I've got a special connection. So I'll be looking out for stories about our family too.
But
Yeah,